Greetings, viewer dear. I'm Tom.
I'm Ben.
And I am Matthew, and welcome to a very exciting video episode of Pappy's Flatshare.
Absolutely.
Oh, and boy, do we have a great guest for you. We've got Celya AB.
Yes, the brilliant Celya AB. We've had her on Flatshare Slam Down a bunch of times. We've had her on Beef Brothers, RIP. But she's here in Clarky's flat, and it was a great chat.
It was.
It was a really strong chat. We had a fun time chatting to her, so enjoy it.
You've gone very low now.
You've gone deep.
Have you never seen podcast clips before?
You're thinking of therapy. It's therapy. If you're lying down and telling us everything,
This
you're...
is
We've got some life advice
This
now.
is every male's podcast on TikTok.
We're just hoping you like
The
this.
thing is, yeah.
So the thing is, right, and here's the thing that I find.
I've got some advice for you. No, you don't speak. You don't speak.
The thing about Mac. Here's the thing about Mac.
I love the adolescents, the main guy I relate to. Are you recording?
We're recording,
okay.
yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Hi, Celya.
Hiya.
So, Celya, you had a funny incident. Hello. Handshakes.
Yeah.
Start with the handshakes, of course.
Hello.
Now, you had a funny incident happen to you on the way in that you told the other two, but I was in the toilet, so tell me all about it.
So I might have to dox you.
Yeah, fine. Go for it.
So I got a taxi. So I got to the station and City Mapper said it was a 25-minute walk. And I'm a princess. So I was like, I'm going to get an Uber. And I get in the Uber and the Uber drives, no lie, 26 seconds.
Yeah.
And goes, there you are. And I go, I think you'll find we're not here because that would be crazy to spend £9 for 26 seconds. And my rate is high. So then he goes, no, we're here. And I kept arguing with this driver being like, we're not here. And then he goes, let me check the map. What's the address? And I give him the address. And he said, I think we're here. And
Just
then
going around the corner.
I must stress, he laughed at my face. Like, which is hard because he was when you're on the taxi, he's facing, he turned around to laugh at my
He
face.
didn't do it through the mirror.
He
No.
reclined his chair all the way back.
He went, and then he said, I thought you were injured.
Oh, no, so he thought he was picking up a poor invalid, basically.
Yeah, but I got in, able-bodied, came out able-bodied, but £9 poorer.
£9.
£9.
No.
£9.
He could have waived the fee.
No, he said.
I don't think you can you?
No.
Because if you waive the fee for short journeys, where's the cutoff? Well, I mean, obviously 26 seconds. but where's the cutoff for short journeys? They've got to make a living.
Oh, yeah, but come on, you're exploiting the weak.
The mentally weak. What's the...
And then what he said
happened
to
there?
me.
So what was the answer to it? Because you looked at City Mapper.
Well, the thing is that I forgot to tell you this detail. So because he believed me at first,
Right.
he drove like 3 minutes to park somewhere so we could figure out the situation, and then had to drive back basically to the station.
Right.
And said, no, we're here. And then I was trying to, do you know when you're like, when someone laughs at you and like you join in laughing like, haha, that's so funny, but really you're hurting.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Welcome to the podcast, by the way.
So I was like, what a funny situation that happened to us both. Like, that we both made that mistake.
Aren't we idiots?
Oh, we're
Okay.
so stupid. And then he dropped me off and he said, here, okay? And I went, I think here, okay. I think here, okay. So yeah, £9 poorer.
Oh,
Thankfully,
mate.
this podcast is paying the big bucks.
Yeah, we
yeah,
feel like we
yeah.
have to give you at least £9 now.
What would be really funny is if you could call him and get him to drop you off at the station.
Absolutely.
Well, I've tried. I was thinking like, can I get your card?
Yeah. That'd be so good. And just troll him all day. Just keep on getting him to take you 30 seconds down the road. It'd be so...
You get out, you walk a little bit, you get back in, you drive a little bit, you walk a little bit.
I might ask if I can walk alongside him.
So what happened?
You
Where
get
did-
in
where
and
did
then you just get
25
out the other
minutes come from,
side.
though? What happened?
So this is a bit of controversy that I can't wait to look up later. I said to him, City Mapper said it was 25 minutes, and he said, with a almost like a cowboy. He said, "I don't trust City Mapper."
Was he American prior to that?
No.
He spat his tobacco out.
I think he's trying to get on SNL UK. He was doing little accents.
Doing one of his characters. What do you think about this?
I don't trust City Mapper. And then I went, oh, why not? And he said, the maps are not accurate. So after this, let me tell you, bit of Googling, City Mapper, Reddit, Google.
Yeah. Bish,
Yeah.
bash, bosh.
But that happened to me before, like, that's happened to me so much, actually. Especially when you're in the countryside.
Of course, yeah. The lawless countryside.
When they have no numbers on their houses but names. Like in Mac, I am sure I got a taxi to Aberystwyth by mistake. I am sure that's happened.
Because you just gave the name.
I just got the name. I said it's Powys. And I don't know what Powys means. But
isn't Paris your capital?
They'd be like, well, fine, we'll take you home.
If you want to go all the way home, mate.
Okay.
Absolutely fine. It's quite a long way to go, but sure. We'll go on the channel.
Channel.
I think I'm too quick on the Uber.
You're too ready to
I
hop
think
onto
you,
it.
can you drive? Can you drive?
No.
Can you cycle?
No, I used to be able to.
Can you walk?
That's what the taxi driver
I'm
says.
not a peasant. No, I can't cycle. I used to be able to. And that's why you should never trust sayings. I've always said that.
Yeah.
Because you can forget how to ride a bike.
Do you honestly think if you got on a bike now, you wouldn't know which bits were the pedals, which were like? Surely you'd be able to,
Come the wrong way round.
Yeah. Upside down.
Off to Paris
Hands
I
on
go.
the pedals.
The bike is
Face on
riding
the
me.
Absolutely, it's a
just
recumbent
not
bike,
much.
but you're the one who's recumbent, grinding along, like just scraping your back up. Just sure, it was easier than this before.
Do you know? I grew up in a rough area where people always did this with their bikes. What's it called?
Wheelies.
Wheelies. And like, it'd be really funny if that's the only way I knew how to ride a bike.
You basically turn it into a unicycle.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
you can only do that.
But I
What's
think
the French word for wheelie?
I actually don't know. Sorry to be
You're not really
vulnerable.
you're not really French, are you?
No,
It's a character.
no, bab.
I don't trust City Mapper. It's just a character.
What was that character?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I don't want to say.
But SNL UK, very interested.
Very interesting.
Very interested.
He's got this great cowboy.
You know how cowboys are a thing in the UK?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can you wheelie?
Can you really what?
Can you wheelie wheelie?
Me speaking to a baby.
Can you really walk? Can you?
Do you really trust
I
City
can't ride a bike. Can you ride a bike? Can you all ride bikes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. That's the only reason we got you on.
Yeah.
We can all ride bikes.
We can ride bikes.
Do you ride them together and stuff like those like?
Oh,
those guys?
one time we were in San Francisco and we went to a bike. We did a day of cycling around, the three of us, and we went to a bike shop specifically because they had a
Trandom.
a Trandom.
That's just three people.
Three
people.
Yeah, like the goodies used to be on.
Random for mandem.
Trandom for Mandem, yeah.
That's the show. That's the show.
I was at the gym. I can ride the bikes, and you can pick your sometimes I do like a virtual city tour.
Oh,
and,
great,
and I
yeah.
picked San Francisco. So in a way, we've all been
Hilly.
there.
So you can ride a bike.
Yeah, when it's like stuck to the ground. I just feel like the bikes with the two little wheels at the back, that's just a better bike.
Yeah, well, this is with the stabilizers.
Yeah, that's just a bit. Why are we suffering?
Yeah.
Little
yeah.
stabilizers for everybody.
Everyone goes for that.
Yeah, and then maybe like a big thing over it, like a car. It's a car.
No, and the pedals you just have to push them rather than sort of.
Yeah. And a man is doing that.
A man's driving you.
Then I'm at the back and I'm there for 26 seconds. Yes. Yeah. This is what I like. I think I'm going to ask David O'Doherty to teach me how to ride a bike because he loves bikes and I'm not afraid to be embarrassed in front of him. But I would have to do that in Edinburgh. I think I haven't asked him yet, but I think I will ask him to teach me how to ride
Don't learn to ride a bike in Edinburgh though. Like the hills.
No,
Why don't you go somewhere flat?
like Switzerland? Like,
Yes.
Belgium? Which one? It's
Belgium's flat. Switzerland's famously not.
Switzerland's the Alps, isn't it? Maybe if David, I've got a new
everything on hard mode.
I've got a new idea for you, David. Yeah, I'd like
I
to.
should go Mordor. I should know.
Is it safe to say geography is not your strong point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to think. Like, I think I know. Like at the top of my head, if you ask me to list 10 cities, I think I would get to 9.
Let's do it. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, let's do
Okay.
the 10 cities challenge here.
Okay.
The 10 cities challenge.
Paris.
Yes.
Correct.
Actually, shall we make it more interesting and they have to be in different countries?
If you want, listen. If you want to do it harder, then yeah, by all means. Here we go. So we've got Paris.
We got Paris. We got Birmingham.
We've got Birmingham.
Don't mind that.
That's England out now.
We got Huntleff.
Not a city.
Not a city.
That's not a city.
No, it's not got a cathedral.
Or a B&Q.
Those are the two.
So that's not a city. Cardiff.
Going to accept
Yes.
Cardiff. Yeah.
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. Yeah.
Tour of the home nations here.
Rome.
Oh, the Eternal City.
A real
The Eternal
classic.
City.
Of course, yeah.
Rome.
Okay, you've got 4 more to get to your target, 5 more to get to
Why
the
is
world
Rome
record.
the eternal city?
Because it's been around forever.
Was
and
it the
will.
first city?
No.
What was the first city, do you reckon?
Because the first city's going to have a problem with Rome calling itself the eternal city, right?
Yeah, it's like Birmingham has a problem with Manchester calling themselves the second city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because eternal has to go both ways, doesn't it? It's got to have a sort of, it's got to go back in time and forward
forward,
in
yeah.
time. Because Rome is still there.
Yeah.
So it's keeping its end of the bargain that way, going forwards in time, but
I don't
backwards
think
in
you,
time.
and also I don't think you can be built in a day. I know it wasn't.
Famously.
Yeah, sorry, I got that wrong.
But do you know that saying like, oh, every road leads to Rome? Like, well, yeah.
Rome's
Like-
fucking arrogant, is what I'm saying. It's got. It's
Yeah, like
it's
your
got a
Colosseum
very-
is fucked.
Yeah, it's falling apart.
It's fucked.
Absolutely falling apart. Yeah.
Go to the bull ring.
Thank you.
Yeah, now we're talking.
That's something that's still standing.
I just think it's got an inflated opinion of itself.
Yeah.
I
I think
reckon,
lots of cities do.
Would you reckon Constantinople was around before Rome? It feels like it might have been.
It's got a longer name, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like,
Constantinople.
if you're Constantinople,
Yeah.
and you were around before Rome, and then Rome swells up and says we're the eternal
Yeah, but
city.
Constantinople isn't around anymore.
Well, it's rebranded.
It's rebranded. I don't think you can
What is it
rebrand
now?
and still.
Is it an app?
It's yeah. It now just comes.
Constantinople.
It now just comes in pill form. So if you want to, it's
a
very
vibe.
easy to visit. You just pop it, and then you're like, oh yeah, I've been to Constantinople.
That'd just be a great pill. It's like, that'd be okay. What?
Let's do your top 10 pills. Come on, here we go.
So, no, but can I say about 10 cities?
Yeah, okay, 10 cities.
Okay,
Yeah.
When I was at university, I used to do a radio show with a guy called The Hornet,
Yes.
who was not a natural broadcaster.
Okay.
Why did you indicate Celya when you said that? That's really, really unfair.
Yeah.
You'd have got on.
Yeah.
So, and The Hornet had one big plan in life, which was that he was going to set up a nightclub that was called Intensities.
Oh, God, yeah.
Spell Intensities, right?
It's good.
And it was going to have 10 different sections, each section in the style of a different
International city.
And then
Wow.
you'd say, I spent last night in Intensities or Intensities. And you'd be able to go, well, now I'm dancing in Rome.
But is
Now I'm
it
dancing in Venice.
different music for each room?
I'd think
Yeah,
so.
eternal for Rome. Perfect.
Different opening hours for Rome. I think. Did you ever go to Snobs?
No.
No, you never
Know
went
of
to
it.
Snobs.
Yeah,
Snobs
no.
has it has a room, an indie room, and then when you go upstairs, it's got like the upscale sort of like there was a lot of like ladies in bodycon dresses holding a champagne flute like this,
Oh.
and but like what separates them is just a flight of stairs. So obviously, like every time I was there, I was like, we're the same people. we're all the same people.
Yeah.
We're not different. I had a very like anti differentiations of class in Snobs, and I also never paid to get in.
Okay. Does snobs work on that level of the higher? Is it like the Titanic? The higher up you go, the posher it gets.
Yeah, exactly.
In the basement, it's Irish dancing.
People with fiddles flinging each other's round.
It's great.
Well, it's great. The pipes have leaked.
Well, yeah, that's any problem. If they say, okay, everyone, we've all got homes to go to, and then they just open a door, water floods in.
The water's cold.
Yeah.
God, I mean, is there something in that where it's like a Titanic nightclub, and is that in poor
Titanic.
taste?
I think it might be.
I think it might be in poor taste.
Yeah.
It's not too soon though, is it?
Yeah.
I think, but then we're opening the door to like a 9/11 bar. And
Did you hear about what happened to Intensities? Their New York room got hit.
Yeah.
a second location? Intensity. That's quite cool though.
Yeah.
You can tell though that he came up with the pun before the idea.
It's exactly the tail.
yeah.
The tail is wagging the dog there,
Yeah,
but it's
because 10 is way too many.
3.
You can't even name them.
So we had a nightclub in Wolves that was a bit like that, wasn't it? And then it had
Planets.
but it had like a ski lodge section. It had a 1970s dance floor section.
In Wolverhampton.
This sounds amazing.
Why didn't I go to this?
So it did.
A ski lodge?
Where was
It's where you did your Midsummer Night's Dream.
You did go, but you went during the day as part of theatre and education.
You nerd.
Yeah.
Oh,
When you said
Atlantis.
Yes.
when you
that's
said
right.
I showed my bottom in what was it called? What was the club called?
Atlantis. Yeah.
Atlantis. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
One
had,
of the classic
Wait, I've been
cities.
to Atlantis.
yeah. It
Because
had-
my first ever boyfriend was from Wolverhampton, so I spent a surprising amount of time in Wolverhampton.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Don't say surprising, mate.
I genuinely thought you were trying to put Atlantis as one of your 10 cities then, and I was gonna. I don't know.
That would be sick.
would be.
Party underwater?
Yeah.
That's not it's underwater. It
Just go
sounds
down
like
to the
it.
basement in my Titanic. At the end of the night. It's like,
Okay, I've got my 4 cities left.
Okay, you've got 4 cities left. Yes.
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
nice.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
Fufu.
Ooh.
I don't think we're accepting fufu. I don't think it's a city. I think it's got a B&Q. Algier. Okay.
Algier.
Yeah.
San Diego.
Lovely.
With the accent as well.
San Diego.
Not the right accent, but certainly with an accent.
San Diego. So where is San Diego?
That's in America.
That's America. Yeah.
So you've got all of the United States is now gone because of the mad rule you made for yourself.
But I have to find 2 more.
You've got to find 2 more cities. Yeah.
yeah.
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. There we go. Yeah.
I wouldn't be confident on knowing that was a city. I thought it might be a country.
It is. It's both.
And
Like Vatican City.
Yeah.
New
You can't have that.
Delhi.
She's had.
New Delhi.
Is that a city? I don't think
Yes.
it is.
Yeah.
They've opened a New Delhi in Sydenham High Street. Get an Uber to get there.
Yeah. 15 seconds.
What a bargain.
I got into an Uber in Sydenham the other day after I got kicked out of an Uber. We were travelling back from a Flatshare slam down, and we said, "Oh, can we add an extra journey on? Can we go on to Beckenham?" And he was like, "No."
No.
And I said, "Oh, it's 5 minutes. It's literally 5 minutes down the road." He went, "No, I'm not adding on an extra journey. I didn't know I was even driving to Sydenham in the first place. I thought it was." He was like, "I thought it was like SE16, and it's not. I thought it was driving to Dulwich. So you can't. You've got to get out and get another Uber." And so I had to get a 5-minute Uber, not quite as bad, but still a short Uber. And when it arrived, it was a party Uber, in that they were playing Chapel Roan, and it was all pink inside, and there were flashing lights on.
What?
And I got in, and I went, "Wow, this is amazing!" And the driver went, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, if you have a party Uber, you've also got to be a chatty driver. You can't." Because I was going, "Oh, I love the colours, mate." He's like, "Yeah." And he was clearly annoyed that he'd taken an Uber that was going to take him 5 minutes
so
down the road.
funny.
But I was like, "Oh, do I not get the..." I didn't say to him, "Do I not get the party
Do I not get
experience?"
the party?
Because the phrase "do I not get the party experience" sounds bad. If you're getting a taxi at 11:30 at night and asking for the party experience, you're asking for
Do you
something
know?
else.
This is
Do you
worse
order-
than-
Do you order a party Uber?
No, there's not like comfort or XL or party
Yeah.
setting. It was a pure coincidence that he happened to be driving
That-
around the Sydenham area at 11:30
That
at night.
can't be the system. What if
Well,
you're on
it
the way?
is.
What if you're on the way to your nan's funeral?
Yeah.
And you go, I've called an
just
Uber.
dims the
I
lights
accidentally
slightly.
got
And then
into a
the party
funeral who
brought.
Uber.
Really long
I
black
was like,
car.
can we have capital?
You can lie down in the back though, can't you?
Did you hear the story? I think it happened to Maisie Adam, who was at a party in central London and had to leave back to Brighton and couldn't get a taxi and there was no tube, so had to get into one of those party like tuk-tuk things.
No. It must have cost her like
London Bridge.
15 grand.
Also, you're going to kill the driver.
Doing London to Brighton.
No, from to London Bridge.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You made it seem. Oh, she couldn't get back to Brighton, so she got in a tuk-tuk. And he said, listen, mate,
Can you take me the 50 miles down to Brighton?
would you mind doing what for most people is a charity bike ride?
One of the stages of the Tour de
All
France.
to the tunes of Wigfield. Crank it up, mate. Bloody hell.
By the time, it wasn't Saturday night by the time they arrived. It was Wednesday afternoon.
Do you know I had an Uber driver the other day where I couldn't figure out like who I should be in the car, like what his opinions were on stuff, because he was like, oh, you know, like he said my longest journey was it was so long. I went to Bulgaria and I went, wow, that's amazing. Like, how was it? And he was like, yeah, it was fine. It wasn't actually that hard. And then I was like, okay, so where does the conversation go from there?
Yeah.
And I was like, and does that annoy you? Like, do you know when people will travel that far? And it's like, yeah, no, it's incredible. And it's like, it was so hard. And I was like, oh yeah, that sounds really difficult. And he was like, no, it was fine. So I was like,
So wait, he was telling you, he's like, I can say it's hard, but you can't project onto me how hard it should be.
And I was like, what do I do?
Did you ask the phrase, can I now have the party experience? Because it gets you out of any awkward situation.
road where you
Do you hate those Bulgarians, do we? No, they're nice
they're-
people, good people, yeah. And were you pleased to be back in good old Blighty? No, it's nice to travel. It's
And I
good to
was
travel,
saying,
yeah.
not enough of them in this.
What do you want me to be?
I like your, I'm going to take a gamble on do you hate Bulgarians?
Can I have the British Nationalist Party experience, please? Oh, it's that kind of
I'm
Uber.
already dressed for the occasion.
I've just realized you guys must get a completely different experience in talking to Uber drivers
And life.
and life. Yeah. Not just Ubers. The rest is the same. Like, because what I get is a lot of Uber drivers. So this is a thing about like being an immigrant in the UK. A lot of Uber drivers are immigrants, and so you get basically every Uber that I get in is them going, British people are weird, right? And then I go, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
they go, oh, you're here, by the way.
Yeah. It's
Turns out French people are quite weird as well.
so funny.
That's £9.
Because like, and then whereas like I think that when I hear like non-immigrants talk about Ubers, I feel like you get the right wing types.
Yeah.
And, like I've never had that in my life. Like, how do they start the conversation? Like, how do they get into the right wing stuff?
That is a great show.
Do they just go, "You're white"?
You're white, you're like this.
You're like,
it normally depends as well. I think different cities, there's a different confidence with how quickly they will get to that.
yeah.
Like Glasgow, I can remember it would be within about a minute and a half, you would suddenly be into some really intense opinions.
Really?
And yeah.
Yeah,
They should
normally
be-
about you. They'd be like, oh, British, English, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well,
We should do a swap.
listen to this.
We should do a swap. I want to chat to a racist driver, change his worldviews, and you guys should meet an immigrant driver who will be
No,
mean to
thank
you.
you. I'm
Beckenham.
Do you guys both drive?
He's driving me to
Do you
Bulgaria.
drive?
Yeah.
Do you drive?
Yes.
Do you drive?
I do.
Do you ever get the bus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Still humble.
Keeping it real.
Wow.
Keeping it real,
How
yeah,
often
yeah.
do you get the bus?
I would say.
Is this a good podcast?
Yeah. We're desperate for format, actually, yeah.
We've just listed 10 cities,
Yeah.
so do you take the bus?
How often do you take the bus? Twice a week, maybe?
Can I say I do love the idea of immigrants in cabs chatting
Getting
about
coffee?
yeah, but like I think that's the show. The show is like different, like immigrants in cars talking about the UK on the outside of it.
Oh, it's amazing. It's like
That's neat.
Yeah.
Also, the area that I live in has a lot of Turkish men running shops, and despite me repeatedly saying I am not Turkish, they go, "No, but you are though." And so I've never paid full price for a shop
Oh,
at a
really?
corner shop in my area
Yeah.
or a kebab.
Amazing.
I've become so confident with it that if I know the kebab is going to be like 12 quid, I leave my house with £8 knowing. Yeah.
This is great.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
living my dream.
Yeah. If you can use me as a VPN.
You're sort of surrogate Turkish person who isn't even Turkish.
Just give back to the white people.
The next time Clarky wants a kebab, he calls you.
Yeah.
You come down, buy it for him, deliver it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can do that. I'll tell you.
Minute round trip.
Yeah.
3 cabs.
It'll be a kebab from Hackney though, is that all right?
I'll take it.
It will be cold. And you know how like when you leave a kebab out, like you have to eat it immediately because then the truth comes out.
It basically, it's a sort of race to stop it. The second it hits a plate, it begins to kind of curl inside itself.
Yeah.
It like congeals in a way that's like resin.
It's like when a vampire gets hit by sunlight.
Yeah, I think when you eat a kebab, you only eat the heat and the smell.
That
I think it's
masks
never-
what it actually is.
Never about like making eye contact with a kebab the next. Like I would never. I just bin it, but like I had a flatmate once who would like. It was so annoying. We would get kebabs after a night out, and then I'm just like, quick. We need to get it down.
Yeah.
Like
Just
I don't.
destroy the evidence,
And she,
basically.
and she
Inhale
would
it.
like take it back to the flat and then put it on the
On a
kitchen table.
plate.
No.
On a, then like talk for ages and just
To the
like,
kebab.
Yeah, like, nice to meet you. Shaking hands with a bit of lamb. And
Listen, what do you
We're
think about
both immigrants.
Bulgarians? Now I've got you here.
And then I would watch it get cold. And it would fill me with so much rage because she would then grab like just a chip and then eat it like with like so delicately and I'm watching the whole plate and I'm like, hurry up, man. Come
on.
And then would like get knife and fork and eat it, and I was like, this is making me feel bad about myself and my previous decisions.
Yeah.
You know, it shouldn't be, you should barely have any left by the time you arrive home.
I think they should.
Yes.
They should like rate restaurants not in quality but in time that you eat.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good.
You just go to be like, this is a 5-minute one, in out.
Do you have a place like that? Do you have a kebab nearby that you like?
I've got literally one downstairs.
Have you?
Salim's. It's amazing.
So
I might get an Uber there.
instead of the hygiene rating sticker on the door,
Yeah.
1 to 5, you have a time sticker.
Yeah.
It says the average time you will get your food in this establishment is, and it's a different sticker.
Yes, because there's nothing worse. There probably is worse things. But,
Bulgarians.
People in restaurants always forget that I exist after I've ordered. So the amount of time I've like sat there and like it's been an hour and I'm like, it's taking a while. And I go, sorry, I think you forgot about my food. And they pretend they haven't.
Yeah.
They're like, no, it's just takes a really long time
That's
to
'cause
make
you
a
only
BLT.
It's a really special one.
It's because you only eat in Turkish restaurants and they think you're working there.
Yes. But that's actually a thing, like talking to other brown people, like the second they realize that I'm from Algeria, they kind of, it's nice because there's this like family element to it, but that also comes with them being like, do you mind doing this?
You wouldn't mind doing the washing up, would you?
Like no boundaries. Just like, sorry, can you change the music? Can you go on Spotify?
Can you give me the party experience?
Yeah. Can you serve this guy? And I'm like, okay.
The worst example of that was in Edinburgh, which was I went to the Forest Cafe, and do you remember you know Forest Cafe?
Yeah.
And it's run by volunteers. An expression that will make your blood run cold.
Yeah.
Because no one has got anything vested in there. You know, no one cares enough.
Yeah.
They care enough to say I'm volunteering, but they don't care enough to make sure they do a good
They
job.
care
Yeah.
in the wrong way.
They're caring in the wrong way, exactly. They've
That's beautiful, very
misplaced
poignant.
their care, exactly. And I remember saying, hey, listen, it's been quite a while. If you got my veggie burger that I ordered about sort of 45 minutes ago, and they're going, oh, I ate it. That's bad news.
That's not good.
You can't eat it.
That's not good, man.
You can't eat
absolutely
it.
cannot do that.
Do you know the story of Josh Jones, how he became a full-time comedian?
No.
Josh Jones was a delivery driver
Deliveroo?
Deliveroo.
Yeah,
or
wow,
Uber
okay.
Eats. Let's name a third one. Just Eat.
Let's do 10 of them.
Yes,
Let's see if we can do 10 of them.
And he was on his bike. And I can't relate.
Ow.
And someone had ordered like a couple of pizzas. And the map sent him. You just follow the map.
Yeah,
Like you just follow the map. And the map sent him on. There's a road in Manchester that's basically a dual carriageway.
No.
So he's on his bike
On the dual carriageway.
Everyone's beeping.
And he's like, I'll get it to you in a second. I've just got to follow the map, haven't I?
So he starts crying.
Oh,
Because he's on
Josh.
and then he gets off the dual carriageway.
It's bringing you so much joy.
Yeah, this to me sounds like quite a sad story.
He got so emotional because like after you cry, you know that feeling after you cry. So he ate the food and deleted the app. And that's how he became a full-time comedian.
Oh my God. I genuinely thought the story was going to be he went to a comedy club with the food order and just got on stage. That was so much better.
So much better. He ate the pizza,
ate two pizzas,
deleted the app and became a full-time
blocked the number of his boss.
emailed the comedy store.
Bon appetit.
It's
It's just a short cycle away across this motorway.
is there a format to this podcast, by the way? Am I disrupting the format?
No, not at all.
No. Weirdly, it's list 10 cities.
Yeah, it's called intensities. We've already done that bit. The formatting bit's out of the way. You smashed that.
Every guest gets an Uber.
Thoughts on Bulgarians.
Yeah. Well, we've got to the bit where everybody tells a story about Maisie Adam. Oh no, we've done that as well. So we've done that bit as well. So actually,
You know, like-
you're ticking off all the boxes.
Most comedians, they come on podcasts and they're like, it's an opportunity to show my personality and all the stories I have. I'm like, nope, here's stories about other people.
Yeah.
And go and follow Maisie Adam.
She's very good.
Yeah, Maisie Adam and Josh Jones. Go and give them a follow.
Don't follow Josh Jones. You'll end up on a dual carriageway. He doesn't know where he's going.
This guy is so quick.
Bring.
Bang, brong.
Go on.
It's like a little family.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
They represent us. That's the three of us. That's Parry.
Am I this?
That's yeah. You're the thermostat who keeps us warm, who keeps things bubbling.
Yeah, that's me. Oh, 24 degrees. Don't mind if I do.
Someone's got cash to burn.
Okay, quiet luxury. Oh, what do you guys want to talk about next?
Well, I was going to ask you, what were your pre-comedy jobs? Did you do any?
Oh my
Did you
God.
do any kind of bleak jobs prior to that?
I can't think of one that wasn't bleak. I have done.
Let's do your top 10 bleak jobs.
Okay, I genuinely
That's
could.
the one you could do.
First one, my first ever job was I was selling wristbands in New Street in Birmingham for a charity.
Yeah.
It was a commission-based charity job. So you sell a wristband for £2 and keep £1.
Oh.
Obviously,
That's pretty good though.
yeah, but it turned out to be a scam.
Yeah, it does. It
But
does
like,
sound like
you
it. What
tell,
was the
like-
charity supposed to be?
It was. I can't say.
Okay,
I
yes.
can't say.
Okay, fair enough.
But it was selling wristbands, and I. That's basically how I learned English, because it was basically like we were teenagers. I was 19. I was one of the oldest, and
You were like Fagin's gang in Oliver.
But you're putting in.
it was crazy, like stopping people out on the street. And I used to take it so seriously, like, and everyone did. Like the manager was like, it was around the time that The Wolf of Wall Street had come out. So like,
Sure.
in my interview, it was like, sell me this pen.
Take these Quaaludes. Stop dribbling.
But it's so funny.
Okay, now drive home.
Like, there was like, we all thought we were like big salespeople, like selling plastic wristbands.
Oh my God.
And then that led me to do a proper sales job in a photography studio where I would upsell pictures like family pictures. So someone comes and I would be like, that's a lovely picture of your daughter. She's not always going to look like that. You should buy this picture for
Oh, by the way,
That's like a threat.
could you make it less taken? Because that
Nice
is
picture of your daughter there.
Shame if
Now,
something
listen,
happened to her. Buy this
she ain't
mouse back.
always going to look like that unless you buy the golden package.
Basically, the job was implying that everyone in their family was going to get ugly. And to be like, you should get a picture now when they look good.
There is a truth to that.
Yeah.
I worked
Tory
in a
and
bar I only took, oh God, that's before that. I worked in an office in South Birmingham the job was, okay. We made the bridges that people who take up your rubbish use to weigh the rubbish. And my job was... No, I still don't fully get it, but my
It
job
sound like you
and my job was customer service. So
it was like scales for weighing rubbish.
Yeah. And so I would get men from all around the country who subscribe to our services ring me and complain about it not working. And I regret how, like, the line was really bad. It was a very cheap phone, and I didn't understand the Irish accent at this point.
Right.
And we get Irish people complaining, and I would hang up and wait for it to go to someone else because I just didn't understand it. And also, crucially, do you know the
Who was your line manager? Was it Josh Jones? Listen, if you're panicking, hang up. Just get someone else to do it. Delete the app.
And that's
chuck the phone in the bin.
And then I became a full-time
Eat the
delivery
phone.
driver. No, but do you know, like, that the phonetic alphabet, like A for Bravo, B.
Oh, yeah.
So nobody.
A
had
is not
told
for
me-
Bravo, by the way.
No, A. Well,
You fall at the first hurdle there.
I failed at. Nobody told me that that's what was happening.
Oh, right.
So that it was.
So when they're going Echo, Yankee, Foxtrot, all
and I
that
would
kind of
take
stuff.
emails. I
Romeo.
would write A for Alpha, B for, like, I would type out A for Alpha, B for Bravo, and like be like, people in England, their email addresses are crazy.
It's like a paragraph long.
and I did that for 6 months, and no one got. No.
You lasted 6 months.
I lasted a year at that place, but
What?
6
Wow.
months. And you know when, like, you find out something in a group setting, but you can't let out that you just found out about it.
Yeah,
It was someone saying, it was 2 girls in the same, like, row of cubicles being like, "Do you use B for Bravo?" And they were like, "Oh no, I use banana." And I was like,
Oh, no.
I've got some emails to
I'm
send.
typing absolute gibberish into this. Every email is 40,
Yeah.
50 lines long.
and I gave up at one point. I was like, "Can I take your email?" And then there would be B for Bravo, and I would be like, not typing that too long.
Did you not wonder why everyone's emails were so similar?
Yeah. Well, I was like, this place is crazy. Like, people's emails are like, and I think I justified it by like, it's maybe like a security thing.
Wait until I tell my Uber driver about this. These UK people are nuts, man.
Yeah. So that was like a year. Then I started doing stand-up, and I quit that office job because I had a bar that was like, we'll hire you as a bartender and you can run a comedy night. And I was like, okay, she's going to get started a comedy night there. And I was emceeing it, and it was my 4th gig. And it was every Monday night. And do you know what, like, is like heartbreaking? Is bombing in front of all of your colleagues and audiences as an MC.
Oh, yeah.
And then having to put the chairs up,
Having to stack the chairs up.
stay for an extra 3 hours for close.
Yeah.
And it was so bad. So I had to quit that job because, like, they had witnessed me being so.
You couldn't go back.
When I started doing comedy and it started doing all right, I got a message from someone who worked there being like, "It's crazy you're doing well."
We always saw you as more of a stacker. We thought your stacking was second to none.
Pulled a hell of a pipe.
It was so, and I remember, like, the first one, Joe Lycett came to do it as like a favor, and every single one after that, people would show up, ask if Joe Lycett is on, and when being told no, they would leave. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That
Was
bleak.
bad. And then
Yeah.
I did. Do you still want to hear about jobs?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm loving it.
Then I did. Oh no, the weighing thing was after the bar.
Yeah.
Then I worked in office that was dealing with it was people who have had like private using private healthcare. They had like weight reduction surgery, like gastric balloons and stuff, and my job was to ring people who have just had the surgery and check on them. But I had like 100 people to ring a day, and a lot of people like don't have like therapy, So it would be me in my flat being like, yeah, that sounds really hard.
Oh,
I'm
no.
so sorry, I have to go. And like, it was so exhausting. And then I worked in IT. Don't know how that happened.
Considering you struggle with emails.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Like
Echo mails.
Echo, of course.
Mails,
and my last job before going full time was there's a chicken shop in central London who's a part of a chain of chicken shops.
Yeah.
And my last job was
run by a military man. Sure. Sure.
My job was to set up the IT system for that.
What?
I know. But here's what happened.
Yeah.
I was meant to work in creative and like help with like the input of it was a big restaurant group. And I remember like it was so corporate. It was my first corporate job. And they knew I did comedy. And I was meant to like describe the food and stuff. And I remember being in a meeting and they were like, right, so we need to come up with how to describe a hot chocolate. And I went, I think we should go with like indulgent. And someone went, that's genius. Someone went, that's so creative.
Because I just had hot written down here. So.
Chocolatey?
You said hot and chocolatey, but indulgence.
Indulgence, good.
Someone thinks outside the cup.
So yeah. Outside the cup is a comedy night. So I think they were like, she's a creative, she can figure it out. And they asked me to like, set up the IT system. And also I was in charge of inputting allergens.
Hang on, they were so impressed with you using the word indulgent, they put you in charge of IT.
This is properly.
What's going on?
Always hear like people you get kind of promoted into
into incompetence.
Incompetence.
The Peter principle. Yeah.
But just instantly, like day one word in, and they're like, "You CEO."
Did they think that IT stood for indulgent tech?
Yeah.
Because
that's what I use as a phonetic alphabet.
yeah, I'm for indulgence. T for terrifically chocolatey.
and they gave me the job, and I was like, I kept being like, I don't know how to do this. I kept being like, I don't know.
That's a real running theme I'm finding here, actually.
I kept saying, just so you know, I have no idea what I'm doing, and it opens in 3 days. So then
It opens in 3 days like a musical.
Yeah, on the West End.
Really?
So 24 nights only.
So you were launching the IT, the chickens were becoming electronic in T-minus 3 days.
And like, do you know those screens when you go to a shop or like a food shop and they have the menu and there's like animations and stuff? Like my job was to set those up. And I was like, I don't
Holy shit.
I don't know what I'm doing.
So basically the giant iPads that are in every store, you do those because you've come up with the word indulgence.
They are quite indulgent, I suppose. I'll tell you what else is indulgent. I plan to put iPads into when we don't know how to do it.
And one thing that kept happening is, so this is crazy, I remember this. So when you input it, there's no way to know if you've put it the right way. So across the country, in different restaurant groups, the menu would be upside down because I was in charge.
You had a 50-50 chance.
So I would get a picture saying the Brighton one is not good. And I'm like, oh, that's a shame. If only anyone knew how to do it. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. So they set me up to like set up the IT thing.
Yeah.
And my manager rang me and said that I had done something wrong. And I had like a week's notice. And I hate being shouted at and especially when
I love it.
Do you know?
Yeah.
It's your thing,
in fact,
isn't it?
give me the fucking hair dry treatment. Let's do it.
I'll send you some websites. Yeah.
Shout 10 things at him.
I think you fucking... No, I couldn't do that. I still feel bad about saying fuck you like 6 months ago.
Did you quit?
I quit. I sent an email saying it was titled resignation. And then I said, I would
She's good. She's still good. How can we let her resign?
Got to get her back in there.
She comes on as
I always thought it was Romeo, but apparently it's resignation.
and I sent the email, and then I was like, and then I quit, and then that's how I became a full-time comic, but not like not as good as Josh Jones is.
No, not as good as Josh
And then I
Jones
ordered a
is.
pizza.
We were going to ask, do you have Josh Jones's email? And please do it in the phonetic alphabet.
I'm afraid we don't have time
We
to
simply
listen
don't have
to
time.
his.
Juliet, Oscar, Sierra.
Yeah. See, I'm like,
How dare you, sir?
What are you doing?
How
it's
hotel?
so crazy how quickly I've gone into like like in my head, like how quickly like, I keep thinking about the people who didn't get the email, like me being like I think I said to a colleague, these emails are weird, but she doesn't have the context of
Yeah,
what I
of
was
course.
doing, because I was like, and she was like, yeah, I guess sometimes emails are weird.
Yes. Anyway, great chat.
Anyway.
Were you in an Uber? Tell you what's weird, emails. Yeah. Listen, I'm just going to drop you off here if that's all right.
The Uber driver gets out. Here's far enough.
Celia, thank you for coming on and doing the pod.
Thank
Where
you
can
for-
people find you, by the way? If they, I mean, obviously you're always travelling.
Always
Ubers up and down the country.
Always on the road.
up and down the country, but like 1 minute at a time. Almost like a theme park ride. They can find me. I'm on social media, and that's it, innit? Really,
Yeah, that's
in
it.
the end.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
I'm,
would ask for your at, but
I'll be at the Fringe.
Fantastic.
Doing 2 weeks of work in progress at Monkey Barrel, I think at 1 p.m.
Celia Alpha Bravo.
So Celya Alpha Bravo.
Alpha Bravo.
That's my father's name. I think, Celya AB, Monkey Barrel, 1 p.m. Last 2 weeks of the Fringe.
Beauty.
Be there.
Magic.
Yeah, be there, or that's fine if you don't.
Yeah.
I'm just learning expressions. All good?
All good.
Good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you for listening and watching simultaneously to the end of that. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe somewhere down below and leave a comment in the comment section.
absolutely. Also, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/Pappy's Flatshare, where we've got loads of additional content. It's amazing on there.
It is amazing, yes. And if you'd like to come and see us live, then go to pappyscomedy.com/live for tickets to all of our live Flatshare slam downs across the country. They're always in London.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.